This is our Shechem, a place we choose to remember God's promises. In many ways, it's been a challenging 12 months. A cost of living crisis, which has hit the poorest the hardest. A plummeting pound, rising inflation. But God hasn't left us, and He does provide. It is the Lord who has transformed thousands of lives. Last year alone, in 2022, we saw fewer people begging, fewer people living out of the bins, and more helped into employment. More refugees supported to settle in Tirana. More children from diverse backgrounds building positive relationships through sport. Less older people and carers isolated. More participating in community. 4 more baptisms. More added to the church in Tek Ura, worshipping and serving. More people working together to love their community. More people with profound learning difficulties getting out and active. More people from low-income families gaining skills, attending school. More Albanian volunteers trained, physios, social workers and church workers had placements with us. Less girls involved in underage marriages, instead having an education. More young people living life in community, choosing to stay. Fewer people paying for an illegal ticket to the UK. 300 people using our centre in one of the poorest parts of Tirana every week. And in August, a new centre, Tek Ura 2 in Durres, where lives are already being impacted. This is our Shechem, and we will choose to remember how God has blessed us. And in 2023, in Durres, we've continued listening to different groups and building a presence and trust within the community, inviting people to dream, explore and trust one another, including workers from the factory next to the centre and their children, now attending weekly groups, gathering to eat, talk and pray, and hear Jesus' stories for the very first time. Easter celebrations that brought communities together, daring to wonder and take small steps of faith in the promises of the cross. New partnerships that enabled us to run a 5-day summer camp in Durres, where new relationships were formed and bridges built. Singing, dancing, serving, and feeling a part of God's family for the first time. Looking ahead, we're excited about what's next. We have a real desire at Tek Ura and in our communities in Albania to continue to serve the poorest and the most marginalised. Those who often get forgotten or go unnoticed. There is a desire to build a future for young Albanians who would otherwise choose to leave illegally on the boats of British shores. And we look forward to sharing the journey with you, and we will choose to give thanks to God for what He is doing.